The week of the 6th is absolutely crazy for Nintendo, as they're pumping out over 30 games this week. Let's do a small review of each one of those games. Now, before we begin, I just want to apologize if I miss any games, and I also want to say that this is only for the United States. I know other regions have different dates for their games that release. Let's start off with Junior Sports League. Junior Sports League is a cartoonish-style action sports game made by Planet Entertainment. It looks like the Junior Sports League from the Wii U made by XS Games, only with better graphics. The next game on our list is Crazy Mini Golf Arcade, which is a cartoonish style mini golf game. Not much really to say there. It does have online play, so if you want to flex on your friends to see who's the ultimate crazy golf champion, then this game may be for you. Next on our list we have Worse Than Death, which is a 2D action style horror game that lets you interact with the environment to avoid enemies and solve puzzles. You play as Holly through a story about a high school reunion that goes horribly wrong. The game is released on PC, iPhone, PS4, and the Switch's version is releasing on the 7th. Next up we have Asphalt 9 Legends, which a lot of people have actually been waiting for. This racing video game came out in 2018 on iOS, Android, and PC, and now it's come out on the Switch on the 8th. Interestingly, the game is actually a free-to-start game, so we will have to see how heavy the monetization practices will be. Dodge Hard Bullet is a bullet hell shooter with RPG-style leveling like Soul Knight or Kitten Squad, and it comes out on the 8th. A Winter's Daydream takes you into an adventure of a boy who returns to his countryside home after spending a half a year in the city, only to discover that his grandma has been transformed into a young girl. The visual novel game comes out on the 8th. Eldritch Knight of the Honor is a 2D style platform game that's a classic adventure of sword and magic. It comes out on the 8th. Alright, let me just stop here. I just wanted to mention there are a lot of games that are coming out on the 8th. I mean, besides the ones that I just mentioned, we have the Alliance Alive HD Remastered, which is an RPG game, Burger Time Party, which is a cabinet platform arcade party game, Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince, and Trine Ultimate Collection, which is an awesome game or an awesome series. If you haven't played this, I would definitely recommend this. This is a beat 'em up 3D platform puzzle game that's coming out as well. Call of Cthulhu, which is a role-playing survival horror game. Revenger, which is the first non-linear 2D 8-bit style RPG game, and Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which is the sequel to the first Yooka-Laylee game, which is a 2.5D platformer. All of these games are coming out on the 8th, and I'm not saying that all of them are good quality, but I'm definitely curious as to know why Nintendo decided to pack all of these games onto one day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as to why they're doing this. Maybe it's some sort of special day I don't know of, or maybe they just said, hey, we have a lot of games this month and we gotta just put them out while the timing's good. We have two games releasing on the 9th. Mistover, which is a turn-based RPG adventure game, and Stelladium, which is a fast-paced twin-stick shooter game that's basically the evolution of Galaga. Next up on the 10th, we have an obscene amount of games coming out. I mean, this is literally insane. We have about 15 games coming out on this day. We have Monochrome Order, a strategy RPG adventure game that has the player play as magic arbiters that use the magic to guide their world to their idea of justice. Spirit Hunter NG is the second entry to the Spirit Hunter series. This visual novel RPG follows the story of a young man on a life-threatening quest to discover why his sister is missing. Family Tree is a pinball platform game where you'll be aiming shots of fruit and bouncing them on enemies to traverse many handcrafted levels. We have Bibi and Tina, which is a horse riding simulation game. Not the type of game I'd recommend for anyone who wants a real horse riding simulation game. Duped, which is a 2D action puzzle platformer where you control a square on its journey to escape the cave that it's found itself in. A Knight's Quest is an epic 3D adventure game that has you play as Rusty, the uncoordinated hero who somehow accidentally set in motion the end of the world, and it's your job to stop what you have done. Secret Files Sam Peters is a point-and-click puzzle adventure game where you track down Bigfoot, the Abominable Snowman, and the Loch Ness Monster to research them. Contraptions is a physics-based video game with a fun cartoony look and feel to it. See? It says right in the description. Right there. See? Pocket Stables is a ranch simulation game where you raise and take care of horses. It's a mobile game that's being ported over to the Switch. Valfaris is a heavy metal 2D action platformer that looks absolutely amazing. Queen's Quest IV Sacred Truce is a point-and-click hidden object adventure game where you are trying to destroy the relationship between humans and elves. Midnight Evil is an indie survival horror game where you have obtained a mysterious evil book that forces you to read it to the end no matter who else may be lurking in the room. The Bradwell Conspiracy is an indie 3D story-based adventure game where you find yourself trapped in an underground complex and you have to escape by sending photos of your surroundings to another survivor that is located somewhere else. Little Briar Rose is a point-and-click hand-drawn adventure game where the goal is to help a dynasty of princes complete their quests. And last but not least is Marble in the Wood, which is a Metroidvania game where you take the form of bosses you can kill that lets you interact with the environment in different ways. All these games are coming out on the 10th, and that's a lot of games, and some of them are pretty good, but others are And lastly, on the 11th, we finish out with 3 games. Doraemon, Story of Seasons, is a farming simulation RPG, which actually is a crossover game of the Story of Seasons series and the Doraemon franchise. You play as Doraemon and his friends in another world, building up a farm that Nobita lends them. Silk is a handcrafted open-world RPG that lets you explore the Silk Road across the wilderness as a traveler. You battle, trade, and explore while building a renegade army to overthrow the Parthian Empire. Killer Queen Black is a strategy 2D platform arcade game where the goal is to defend your hive while taking out enemies' hives, either by taking out the queen, having more resources, or having your snail finish the race first. This week is definitely going to be packed for games. I'm definitely interested in some of these games, but let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. You can also reach us on our Discord anytime if you want to keep the conversation going. If you liked the video, you can leave a like and you can subscribe at your own free will. You know, no one's pushing you besides me right now, if you'd like. And thanks again for watching, you guys. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a good one.